Randy, what's the latest on Tyler?
Bozy skated today before practice, participated a little bit earlier up in the shooting machine. I don't know if you guys were here earlier. That's what he did, and then he skated for a couple drills and then left. So he's still in a day-to-day situation, and hopefully the ailments subside and he's available to our hockey club.
Would he need to get through a full practice before he can?
Yeah, obviously we're going to make sure that he's 100%. You know, we're not going to push the players. It's really up to the player. Medically, we can do everything we possibly can. The treatments are in place, and until he tells us he's ready, then he's day to day.
In a lot of ways, does this feel like another training camp, a whole new season, so a longer session out there, get everyone fresh?
Just more people here today than there was at training camp. That's all. It's preparation for the playoffs. It's the biggest stage. That's what the game's about. You can compete all year, and this year was a shortened season to participate in this right here behind us.
How much do things change now that you know who you're playing?
There's some things that you specifically do, but again, we're not going to stray away from, and you've heard it from me before, the 80-20 theory. So they're a great team. We know the type of game that they want to play. I'm sure they know the type of game we want to play. We just have to focus on getting our game back to where we're comfortable with the things that we're doing out there, and that's been our focus.
What do you question now of both teams getting back to where they've been? Because it seems like both teams are a bit on the skids right now.
Well, I don't know. As I've always stated, I worry about our team. I got enough headaches with one group, let alone worry about another group in another city. You know, that our focus has been that we've got to prepare our group to play a certain style. And have we played that as of late? No. So that's our biggest concern. Get our game back going the way we know we can play.
Was there something you did effectively to keep those games close to Boston?
I don't know. The thing is that we're a group that has to skate, and I don't think we're any different than anybody else. When we establish a skating game, that means a strong forechecking game. We're not spending, a lot of time in our zone. We're exiting our zone effectively, playing more of an offensive cycle game, creating more offensive zone time, all those things. And I think that if you watch the games that are being played, it boils down to the team that does that more effectively usually has a better chance of winning. And then there's always a special teams battle within the game. Your power play and your penalty killing are your specialty teams that have a chance to really have an impact in the games.
How do you emotionally prepare and make sure that the guys have confidence heading into the series against the Bruins?
Not listen to you guys, I guess. That would be probably the best thing they could do, is turn you guys off. But that's not easy to do in this market.
Phil's struggles against the Bruins are pretty well documented. Is there anything you think he can do to make sure he has the same impact against them as he does against most of the other teams?
Well, I think the first thing is the power play. The confidence that offensive players get from power plays and put in offensive situations, that usually builds throughout the rest of their game. And again, playoffs are a special time. And our expectations are that we're going to have to be better than we were at any game in the season. Simple as that. And we've told them that, and they know that. If you look at Phil Kessel's statistics in the playoffs, they're not bad. He's a point-a-game guy. So that's what, we're going to build on it. As far as the Boston Hockey Club, we know what type of team they are. We know that they present a formidable opponent and a challenge for us. But again, it's about what we want to do and what we have to do to give ourselves the best chance for success, and that hasn't changed from day one.
Randy, with the Kessel-Chara matchup, is there anything in particular Chara is doing other than being a great defenseman that seems to be holding Phil back in the matchup?
He's a good player. Good players have to play against good players. And that's usually the matchups that you get through the course of a playoff series, and those are the little battles in the game. But bottom line is that we have more than one player on our team, and they have more than one player on their team. So you're pointing the focus of the playoffs, Kessel versus Chara. I don't get that.
How important are McLaren and Randy in the big scheme of things going into that building for the first couple of games?
again, there's a time and a place for physical play, and there's a time and a place, where you have to take a check to make a play, and it'll all be about earning your space on the ice and defending your space on the ice. So as far as their roles, they're going to be expected, if they get the call to play, is to do their jobs, do what they do best. We're not going to ask them to do anything they're not capable of doing.
Are you guys underdogs in this series, Randy?
I'm sure we are.
Do you use that in any particular way?
Well, every coach does. Yeah. So I would suspect what we're going to do is we're going to let other people judge us on our performance, and we're here to perform. The season's over, now we're into the new season. And as again, Boston's a great hockey club.
Is this an opportunity for a fresh start for Boston, potentially?
I don't know. Your fresh start. He's played 48 games, I think. So
New start?
Hey, Coach,
everybody's got a new start.
Coach, what about the experience that Boston's been there? They won a couple years ago.
That's why they're the favorites.
How you get your team ready?
That just by preparing them the way I've done.
Nice.
Couldn't afford a microphone for you? Well, usually I don't get a camera guy asking me questions from the back row. I'm just sorry, that's a new one.
The city, Randy's obviously very excited about what's going on and how first playoffs in a very long time. Do the players have that same sense of excitement at this time of year, especially because this team's been out of the playoffs for as long as they've been?
I'm sure everybody's touched by it. You can't help but not notice it. If you are, you're immune from a lot of things. Just by if your regular routine takes you to the grocery store or to the dry cleaners or to the gas station, that the people that you see there on a regular basis, it touches you there. That's part of the fabric of where you live, and I'm sure our players have been exposed to that. But in this market, they probably are exposed to it a lot more than in most situations. So I don't know if it surprises them, but I'm sure they notice it.